Today, I'll develop the story of the secret garden in Changdeokgung Palace. Many people know that it is B1. It was listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1997 for its best preserved part of the royal garden and excellent harmony with nature. Area is about 460,000 square meters, created when Changdeokgung Palace was constructed during King Taejong's reign. The secret garden could be accessed from both Changdeokgung and Changgyeonggung palaces. During the Japanese invasion of 1592, many of garden pavilions were destroyed. Restoration work began in 1623 and continued through the reigns of succeeding monarchs, leading to its present appearance. The secret garden of Changdeokgung Palace presents an exceptionally exquisite design. It is adapted to the topography, and the natural setting was accentuated by minimizing artificial landscaping. Ponds and the Ongnucheon stream run through the small valleys. Unlike the traditional sense of most palace gardens around the world, this secret garden had multiple purposes, not only as a place for the composition of poems, but also venue for banquet and military drills conducted in the presence of the king. Uniquely, king and queen also engaged in ritualistic farming and raising silkworms in the secret garden. Is it B1 or Fu1? Changdeokgung Palace created a garden in the back of the palace and called it Fu1. Ne1 because it's in the palace. Kum1 because it is a place where the public cannot enter. At the late of Joseon dynasty, the palace's internal control was revised and a secret garden was set up as a government office to manage Fu1. From 1903, the name B1 appeared in the record. The name B1 became familiar to the general public when the place, which used to be Kum1, was opened to the public. Even today, the Hu1 of Changdeokgung Palace is often called B1, which is why it has been known as a secret garden since the Japanese colonial. There are 4 berry gardens. First is Buyongji Pond, second is Erenji Pond, third is Gwanramji Pond, lastly Ongnucheon Stream. Let's move to Buyongji Pond, the whole center of Hu1, a relatively open place that was in charge of learning and education as well as relaxation. Gyu-janggak and Seohyanga in the area of Juhamnu was for the royal library. The pond was made to follow the Cheonwon Jibang-seol. The sky is round and the ground is square. The island in the middle was made round like the sky, and the frame of the pond was made square like the ground. Buyongjong Pavilion was used as a venue for private retreats. In front of Yeonghwadang, royal banquets were held, and state exams were conducted on special occasions in the presence. Juhamnu Pavilion stands on the high ground, commanding a sweeping view. Though each of these buildings is unique, together they form an exquisite landscape in harmony with their environment. The following is a layout of Buyongji Pond. Let's move to Buyongjong Pavilion. Buyong means a lotus flower in full bloom. The south of Buyongjong faces a low hill. The east side of the signboard is at the front of the building. Topography is surrounded by low hills on 3 sides, north and south. This is because only the east is open. According to the annals, the king enjoyed fishing here, so every time the king fished a fish, a song was played. It is said that he released it after catching it. The following is a picture of Buyongjong Pavilion. Let's move to Juhamnu, a 2-story pavilion building built in the first year of the King Jeongjo. Gyu-janggak, an institution directly under the royal family, is located on the lower floor. Numaru was built on the upper floor. Gyu-janggak was established as a research institute for policy development and book collection and research to support the reform politics of Zhengzhou. Zhuhamlu's Zhubyong is a fence made like a blue folding screen as a unique landscaping technique in the Joseon dynasty. There is a beauty that makes the space deep and cozy while acting as a screen that blocks the inside from being seen and the wall that divides the space. The following is a picture of Zhuhamlu. The following is a picture of Zhubyong at Zhuhamlu. Let's move to Osumun. Osumun is the main gate of Gyeojanggak and Zhuhamlu. The middle door for the king, the left and right doors were used by the vassals. It is said that the door is low, and it is said that the bureaucrats who come in and out here show the meaning of humility to lower their bodies by lowering their heads. The origin of Osumun is Suo Jigyu of Chinese novel Three Kingdoms explains the inseparable relationship like water and fish. It means the relationship between the king and his vassals. The following is a picture of Osumun. Let's move to Yeonghwadang. The Yeonghwadang is a unique building facing the courtyard of Chundangdae to the east and with a floor in the front and back of Buyongji to the west. It is the oldest building in the area of Buyongji and was used as a banquet hall for a family of kings and queens. There was a large courtyard, and that yard was called Chundangdae, and at Chundangdae there were tests of the civil service examination called Chundangdaeji, where the king attended. It was said that it was a special civil service examination. The following is a picture of Yeonghwadang. Let's move to Seohyanga. It was a place to preserve and store the book in an annexed building of Gyeojanggak, meaning the fragrance of books. Where king's portrait, king's title of the civil service examination, and the king's writing, etc. were crushed to enshrine or store in a designated place. At this time, these items were moved to the Seohyanga. It is said that silkworms were raised. Following is a picture of Seohyanga. Let's move to Eryonji Pond. The scenery resembles the character of a wise man. Sukjong, who was especially fond of lotus flowers, said Eryon to this pavilion. Given the name, the pond became Eryonji. Sukjong revealed the reason for the name of the new pavilion, saying,
"Love of my lotus flowers is because the lotus flowers are clear and clean even if they are dirty, and they have the virtue of a wise man."
The following is a layout of Eryonji Pond. Let's move to Wuduha. Wuduha, which the crown prince used as his study, is the most modest of buildings on the palace grounds. Unlike most traditional Korean structures, Wuduha was not adorned with the conventional vivid paintwork. It is the only building in the palace to the north for reading and contemplation. With dancing a distraction from studying, signboard is a Ki-oh-hon. Following is a picture of Wuduha. Let's move to Erenjang Pavilion. Erenjang Pavilion was built during the reign of King Sukjong. It is also small in a single room, but the appearance of a harp hanging over the pond is cheerful, and the view from the pavilion is superb. The following is a picture of Erenjang Pavilion. Let's move to Bullomun, a door made by carving a shape of one stone at about 2.5 meters in width on the road to Yeonggyang. At the top, it is written as a Bullomun in Chinese characters, and it seems that there was a door on the door frame because there was a trace of a hinge, a kind of hinge. Before King Sukjong, Yejong, Injong, Myeongjong, Hyunjong and others died at young age. As a descendant becomes more and more precious during the late Joseon dynasty, the royal family of Joseon prayed for the maintenance of the health of king and the prosperity of the descendants. It would have been higher than ever. It is estimated that it was produced in the 18th year of King Sukjong of Joseon in the late 16th century. The following is the picture of Bull Moon.